Well, it's gonna be a Corvette kind of day. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. Thanks for pressing play. Today, as you heard there in the beginning, it's a Corvette kind of day. We have a subscriber coming in with a brand new 2026 Sebring Orange Z06, and we're gonna do some work on it. We're going to lower it, we're going to throw the Venturi at it, we're going to throw the 92mm ported throttle bodies at it, and a bunch of other little miscellaneous things. So I'm going to film the before and after because the transformation that this car has made already, and we're going to talk about everything this car has gone through up until this point, and it's a lot, has been absolutely fantastic. So yeah, as soon as he arrives, this party's getting started. So he's getting the carbon fiber engine covers from my Z06, 92mm ported throttle bodies, lowering collars since his is a front end lift car, jack pucks, the underbody air ducts to help keep everything cool, ACS composite XL rock guards, some random pieces of carbon fiber in the engine bay to help dress things up. Of course, the Venturi intake, and I think that's it. He's getting a lot of stuff done, and this car, like I said, is brand new. I don't even think it has 500 miles on it yet. But he wants this thing fully decked out because he's going to be shipping it back to Italy where he's stationed. We're going to talk to him all about this in a second, but I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a heads up on what the mods are because this car is getting fully decked out really quickly. All right, so here is the car, guys. This is a 2026, like I said, Sebring Orange Z06, but it is all Z07'd out because of RSC. So we're going to talk to Brian, the owner, here in a second, but he did all of the same carbon fiber for the most part that I did from RSC. He has the bigger front splitter done with the canards, the full-length side skirts, the intake trim, the mirror caps, the trim around the hatch vent area back here, and then he did the Z07 wing with the higher risers, and then of course RSC's version of covering up the holes in the back because this was a Z06 car. But it looks fantastic. Oh, and I can't forget the diffuser, the carbon fiber diffuser, and of course the Euro taillights. So Brian has literally started to model his car after my car, and we're going to talk to him in a second and tell you why he's doing all this. But we're also going to start doing some more modifications to it. So let's get into it. Another part of this that's really interesting is he has the ash interior with the habanero accents. I have not seen one of these in person yet. And because of obviously the Sebring Orange exterior, it works really well with the car. So he's got level 2 carbon in here, ash interior with habanero accents. So all of the stitching is orange. Seat belts here also done in orange. Competition seats, which helps break up all that. I'll call it ash, even though it's almost sky cool gray. Very interesting looking interior. I mean, even the floor mats are like that real light gray. Really nice looking in there. This is a 26, so you get all the new infotainment system stuff. The only option not checked, it seems, is Z07. Other than that, all of the options are here. All right, so it's time to introduce the owner of this beautiful car. And we got Brian here, guys. He is a subscriber of the channel, of course. Really great guy, and he has done pretty much everything that he can do to this car currently that I have done. Brian, tell us why do you want to do all this stuff?
Well, you know, for a long time I thought about getting a Z06, and initially I was going to get black and all this other stuff, and a guy I know in Italy had a Z51, and I loved the way it looked. I had never seen a C8, and I liked his, and then once I started doing my research, I stumbled upon Justin's channel. And I was like, whoa, with the mods he was doing. And what I liked about Justin's channel was that it wasn't like he just slapped a bunch of stuff on that looked trendy. It looked organic to the evolution of the vehicle, right? So just like when you have, let's say, a performance European car like a BMW, and you go from the standard BMW to the M series, when you see the progression, it looks organic, it looks natural, it doesn't look forced, it doesn't look like it's trying to be trendy. So that's what made me do it. And then the more and more videos I started watching, I was just like, oh my God, I knew I was going to be dipping into my pockets because I wanted to do it the right way. And then I knew I wanted to really represent you know, this gorgeous car and the company and whatnot in Europe because I'm taking it to Italy. So at the end of the day, you know, most people are horsepower obsessed, but I would consider myself horsepower possessed. So that's why I started every change he made. I was just like, oh my God, it looked perfect. It just made perfect sense. So that's why I ended up doing everything right out the gate, because the other thing is I wanted to do as much of it as I could in America.
Yeah. So you picked the car up at the museum.
Correct.
Drove it straight up to RSC to get all the carbon fiber. Yep. Then from RSC came to blackout tinting to get all the PPF and ceramic coating. I mean, you can tell this thing is ceramic coated. Then he brought it to me to do some additional mods. So when he says he's possessed by horsepower obsessed, he really is. He is literally doing, I don't think there's a subscriber out there that has done every single piece that I have. I think you're the first.
Awesome.
All right, guys, we're gonna start tearing into this thing. There's some work to do. Where Dana's over there currently actually putting the jack pucks on first. Then we're gonna put it up in the air, start taking off the wheels, start this lowering process. But I don't know if you can tell. I know I can. This car needs lowered for sure. The stock ride height is it's almost criminal. Someone should be charged for this. But anyway, we're gonna start into this right now. So real quick, we got Dana. Show us that jack puck, Dana. He's putting on the ACS jack pucks. No, not rocket science, just 2 Allen screws, but he's going to get those on so we can get the quick jacks under. But one thing I did notice on another subscriber's 26, and then I'm seeing it in person on Brian's here, is GM changed the bolts on the carbon ceramic rotors. I know this isn't, earth-shattering news or anything, but it is interesting that they would have done that. So you can see how those are like round washers with the bolts. If we look at my car, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's definitely kind of a different thing here. So there's more like a squarish bracket on there. Like I said, not earth-shattering by any means, but it's different. All right, and this is how you know Brian is a real car guy. He buys his shoes based on the color of his car. Not really. He just told me the story, but it just so happens, yeah, they match. And the interior too. The white on the top is pretty much the white interior.
That's right.
All right, so before we get too much into anything, we're going to remove the plastic here, disconnect the battery, and then start into removing the electrical connectors for the front mag ride, because we do have to take the front struts out to put the lowering collars on.
When I was driving up here, I saw people looking like, oh, he probably knows Justin.
Right.
They were looking that kind of, they didn't just smile, they grinned. Like, hey, he probably knows that guy Justin.
Removing the magnetic ride control wire now, and then
that just slides out.
Then we'll hit it with this guy here, 13 mils, take off the top 3 nuts on each strut, and then we'll get it up in the air and start working on the bottom side.
But I'm actually glad I got the RSC. Because to me it looks better. It's more aggressive.
Oh,
it's older.
Where's the rotor?
Yeah, I would just want it from when I go to Italy. For them.
All right, so while we're in here, we're also going to do wheel spacers for the time being. So the front wheel spacers, I believe, are 8mm, and the rears are 20. That will kind of give you a perfectly flush look. And before we start pulling anything else out, like I said, we got ACS composite rock guards to go in here. So we'll take off the stock ones, which is just that 7mm bolt and a couple clips. In case you guys haven't seen these yet, this is the ACS piece. This is the stock piece. You can see this whole part here is extra protection. And from the back side, it is painted carbon flash. Gives you all that extra protection.
In segments, I go, okay. Start working at my budget. Okay. Like I said, the splash bar, okay.
All right, this one's ready for removal. There you go.
Yeah, I had it cockeyed. I couldn't let it go.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start taking apart the front struts while Dana works on the coilovers in the rear. So these are just turn until they're all the way down, and then you have arrived at your destination. So we don't need to focus too much on that. Dana's going to have fun with that, and we'll work on the struts in the front. So sometimes whenever you break this nut with a bigger impact, sometimes it won't come all the way out. I take a smaller impact on a real low setting, and that will take the nut out the rest of the way. Just like that. All right, so front spacers are 8mm, rear spacers are going to be 20s. These are real nice setup here, so we're going to put these on, bolt down the stock studs, and then of course we get new studs for the rear wheels. And we'll just torque these down to the same 130, and then when you put on the wheel, torque those lug nuts down to 130 as well. We're also going to swap out the flash guard here with the ACS Composite XL rock guard.
Now, is it advisable or not? If
We've gone.
So then for the backside rock guards, it's the same thing. You got the stock piece and then the ACS piece, which actually comes with screens built in so you don't fling rocks all and get stuck up in the bumper, but you also get that added protection and about an inch under the body of the car as well. So much better protection, much better built, painted perfect carbon flash. This is the one you want. Now, after about 100, 200 miles of driving, you'll want to take these wheels off and retorque these.
Okay.
And they're just 130, just like the lug nuts are 130.
130, okay.
So we got the rear end lowered and the front end collars on. The next step, we're actually going to put the European, actually. These are for the European cars, and technically it's going to Europe, so, or in that area. These are the coolers that go underneath. So this is going to help send cool air up into the engine bay. We're going to put these on for them too. All right, so we're about to put the wheels back on and lower this thing down and then onto the Venturi and engine stuff. But this car has a little over 500 miles on it, so Brian's been driving it around having a good time. And in case you guys didn't know, these tires are very wide. And we found something in his tire here. I don't know if it's a nail or what it is, but it's not leaking. And I think we've come to the realization we're going to leave it for now, because if we pull that out and it's acting like a plug, I don't really have the capability of plugging this up. So for now, I think we're going to leave it. But these are the things that happen with wide tires. The wider your tire, the more likely you are to hit stuff like this. We're going to go ahead and lower it down now, and you're going to see the difference almost immediately. We got the wheel spacers and the lowering done. We're going to start into the Venturi and the engine stuff now, but let's lower this.
All right, this is the dangerous part. Last time we dropped it. Just kidding.
Sexy! Sexy!
And it will, in the rear especially, it'll go down a little bit more after you take the e-brake off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can immediately tell.
Sexy!
All right, so we got the car lowered. You guys saw the difference, but we're going to take some shots once we get it outside as well. The next step here is we get to take off the beautiful new RSC carbon fiber Z07 wing with the extra 2-inch stanchions or risers there. Taking those off really makes it a lot easier to kind of get over the rear end into the Venturi install. So we'll take off the wing first and then kind of get into this thing.
Backwards. I've never taken it off, so.
Now you have.
Now I have.
Next step here, we got to obviously remove the target top holders, some knobs, and some clips in there. We got to get this carpet out to access all the T15 bolts behind there. Take all that out so we can get to the stock air intake. We're also doing 92mm ported throttle bodies, which hopefully you used the code to buy those, right? Yes. HPO5? Okay. All right. He's a smart man. Yes. So if you guys want these 92mm ported throttle bodies, which literally look like jewelry. Look at this thing. He didn't get the HPO engraving, but I understand. You don't see it anyway. I get it.
I feel some kind of way.
Yeah, Dana's not happy, but these are they're still beautiful, and you can save a good bit of money on these. Use HPO5. Pizza time. Look at this pizza, guys. Whenever you're doing a bunch of work on a Corvette, there's nothing quite like garage pizza. All right, so to really start removing this, you guys have seen this before on the channel, so I don't want to get too much in depth on this, but there's 4 10mm bolts on each side of the kind of accordion style plastic here, and then you can literally just grab it and pull it out. And down here at the bottom are 2 T30 screws we'll take out, and then of course the dreaded behind the back here T30s, and then we can really just pop this whole thing out. All right, so Dana's working on those back bolts. I'm going to start taking out the side pieces here. They're 10mm. All right, so these are the side pieces that you will take off on both sides, held in with just 2 10mm bolts. Taking off the worm clamps on the stock throttle bodies. All right, so now with it out like that, we can get to all the connections on the back with this thing.
Justin's magical touch.
Thank the good Lord.
Look at that.
Thank the good Lord and all that is holy.
Now it's time for some throttle bodies. So here's the stock ones. We're going to go ahead and do some wiring here. We got to take out the electrical connectors on both sides. And next shot you see will be some really nice looking billet aluminum 92mm. Okay. There's the 92s in place. The next step is going to be, of course, the Venturi intake, but that is already looking better. Those things look beautiful in there. Real nice billet aluminum, anodized black, and of course 92 ported throttle body. They're performance and beauty. You can't ask for any more than that. So we got some of the Venturi installed here. We got the bracketry in and the front part here. I'm tightening everything down now. Once it's all tightened up, we'll start with actually putting the couplers on and getting this thing slid into place. I started to cut the carpet over there. You can see the holes started in there, but ultimately we're gonna have to trim around the outline I made the back side of this. So we're getting there. So
oh, you got it. All right.
See if I can put this in, because this saves us one hole.
We did them last time.
I know, but I was able to get this in. Both in? So I'll start putting the screws in here to get this thing buckled up. All right, so Venturi is in. We got both sides put in, and if you've ever done an Venturi, you know how difficult those can be. We got that all in. We got the throttle bodies in with the clamps on them. So this thing is about ready to go. We're going to start putting the seal on the back side of the clear bubble here. So this seal is kind of to keep the heat out of your engine bay. We're going to put that on, and then that goes on there. And then we got the original parts from the original HPO car here. This was on the Seawolf Gray car for a little while. This is going on that. So, yeah, we're going to be doing that in a second. We're going to call this a lung transplant because they kind of look like lungs, right? This was Brian's thing, and I agree. They look like lungs, especially since they're red, too. So we're going to put those on there in a second.
And you've been videotaping this whole time.
All right, so now we got a million screws to put back in. But we're almost done.
It's recording, man. I'm sitting there going nuts.
I'm sorry.
It's alive. Ooh, that looks sexy.
All right, so these are the lungs, guys. These have to go right here. So we got to bolt those down, but that's ultimately what we're going to be looking like. And now, needs cleaned up, of course, but now the car can breathe.
Well, I remember some time ago when I saw Justin putting these in his car, and I was like, I thought they were so amazing. And who knew that one day they'd be going in my car?
Yeah.
Project EU Z06.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. Building the baddest Z06 in Europe. So
Guys,
yeah, it's great to be able to take a part of the original concept for these, and they went through this each one of his cars, and now it's in mine. I love it.
So you like this here,
Yeah.
and this is going to be the best car in Europe, you said, over in
The
Italy?
baddest Z06 in Europe.
I'm kind of thinking HPO is going global.
Yeah.
I think so. I got a
think
feeling.
so. I think it's time.
Yeah.
I think it's time.
Technically, this car, all the work we're doing tonight, this car is going to end up over in Italy, guys, so it is kind of worldwide. Now we have the carbon fiber pieces, the engine appearance package pieces to go on as well, because why not? He's carbon fibering this thing up, so let's do it. And these are super easy to install. I've installed these a couple times on the channel. You just got to make sure this tab fits in on the back side. And then we'll probably have to take those bolts out, yeah.
Yeah, there's one bolt each or something.
Yep, there's bolt in the front and in the back. So tab goes in on the slot right there, and that drops right into place. Line up the holes, put the bolts back in. All right, so here we go. Handheld camera. We got carbon fiber, carbon fiber, carbon fiber, carbon fiber, and some carbon fiber. So this is looking pretty good. He is going to do the carbon fiber here eventually, but we also have some strut caps coming in a second, but that's going to just about wrap this thing up. We got to cut the carpet, and then we are done. All right, so we got the carbon fiber in place here. Strut caps. It's all pretty much done at this point. We're going to go ahead and cut the carpet. Now, the carpet's interesting because it's not just carpet. It's kind of plastic and then carpet on top. And I found kind of a good cutter for it. And of course, it comes to us from our friends over at Fantic. This thing works really well. That's literally all it is, but it will cut right through that. Much better than a razor blade will. So check this thing out. Link in the description. And there we go, guys. We got the Eventuri, the carbon fiber, the throttle bodies. Everything is ready to go. We just need to put the Z07 wing from RSC back on. And then, Brian, you are about ready to be on your way.
Yeah, that's right. I've been upgraded immensely.
Yeah, it looks really good. And like I said, guys, we haven't taken off the e-brake yet, so this isn't sitting as low as it's going to. But it's all good. And something I didn't mention at all in the video here yet is that if you want work like this done on your car, Dana and I will be the people to do it for you. So all you got to do is email me, horsepowerobsessed@gmail.com. You can message me on Facebook, Instagram. If you want to come here to get this done, we do all this stuff for a reasonable price. It's much less than what you'll pay at the dealership. Plus, we've done like 10 of these cars already. So let us know if you want any work done. But we're going to finish up this wing, and then we're going to show you the final product outside, maybe tomorrow at this point, because it's dark. How many people does it take to install a Z07 wing? I know it only took TJ to install it. But we got 2 people here, and actually I was just in there, so there was 3.
TJ's like 3 people.
That's true. TJ is basically 3 people. Anyway, we're just about done here. Next time you see it, we'll be doing it today, and it will look great. All right, guys, so as you can tell, it's the next day. Yesterday, real quick, yesterday was 82 degrees. Today is roughly 45. This is what you can count on with Pennsylvania weather. It's hit or miss. You get all 4 seasons in a week usually, sometimes in a day. It does happen. Anyway, we're finished with Brian's car, and we're gonna go over all of it here in a second, but we found this to be a good opportunity for a photo shoot as well. We got his car out, and then of course my Seawolf Gray Z06. So we'll compare a little bit of stuff, but ultimately I wanna show you the difference of all the work Dana and I did yesterday to make this car obsessed, approved. So what Dana and I did, of course, we lowered this car. We put on wheel spacers, so the wheels fit like they should. The car sits like it should. It's looking good. Other than the lowering, we also did, of course, like I said, these ACS composite XL rock guards on the front and on the rear. Those with a bunch of carbon fiber on the inside, and I know I'm forgetting some stuff. Oh, we did the jack pucks, which you can't see. The biggest change, of course, is that ride height and the way the wheels fit in the car. But outside of all of that, we did a bunch of work in the engine bay, of course. We'll pop this thing open. We did that. We got the Eventuri, the carbon fiber strut caps, carbon fiber appearance package, and of course the lungs from my Seawolf Z06, all transplanted over into Brian's Z06. Looking absolutely fantastic. Of course, he's getting some performance here. Some performance there with the 92mm ported throttle bodies. We also did those. So again, guys, all of this stuff you can have done on your car. If you want to bring it to me and Dana will hook you up with a good price as well as the knowledge of how to do this. You're not taking it to somebody who's never done these parts before. We'll be able to hook you up in a way that you'll be satisfied with. So I'm sure Brian is happy. We talked to him a little bit last night, but how do you feel after driving it?
Oh man, it's noticeable. There's a noticeable difference in the power. The responsiveness is almost, and it was perfect before.
Yeah, right.
But man, I didn't think it could get any better. And even, especially at cold start, it's even more. I said violent when I was talking to the people at the hotel. They were like, "Oh my God!"
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, I noticed the difference with the throttle bodies and the Eventuri when I punched it on the highway. And it was just immediately there,
Yep.
And so everything you said about it was 100%, 1000% correct,
All right, so there you go, guys. That's a user's experience, basically. So you don't have to listen to me on this stuff. These parts work, they look good, they perform well, and like I said, if you bring it to me and Dana up here in Pennsylvania, we'll be able to hook you up in a way that you'll feel comfortable with your car with us, because we've done so many of these already. So again, let me know, horsepowerobsessed@gmail.com, and we'll get you all fixed up. So I just wanted to give one final look at this car during the day, because we finished kind of late last night. It's sitting right, it's looking good. He's done everything right. Like I said, all RSC, and then he went to blackout, got the whole thing PPF'd, and he went with the 10 mil option, which is what I always use. It offers that added protection, the extra 2 mils, not millimeters, mils. I know I've had that question a couple times. It's literally just a thicker film that helps protect from rock chips and stuff like that, even more so than the 8 mil does. He got it ceramic coated, window tint, and got the windshield protection as well, which is something else I do on all my vehicles. If you want to keep these things long term and you want to keep them nice, that's the way to do it. So big shout out to RSC, big shout out to Blackout Tinting. They're doing amazing work as always, but if you want your car to sit right afterwards, send me an email. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Thumbs up if you liked the content. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And as always, stay obsessed.